We now join
It might sound hard to believe, but it's true that we are just over a month away from the state tournament in Lincoln, Nebraska. How crazy is that? Well, tonight we have a couple teams with aspirations to get there, and a big matchup tonight is what's going to take place between Cedar, Catholic, and Plainview. Kaylin Devin along with Lou Siefker here tonight. Now you got the Cedar Catholic Trojans, the hosts tonight. They are 8-8 on the season, but 4th in power points because, as everybody knows, the Trojans just play a brutal schedule.
Yeah, they do. They started a little bit rough. They were, I believe, 3-6. Now they're 5-2 in their last 7. They're starting to play good basketball. Certainly, that's what you want to do this time of the year: is play well as you head into the conference tournaments and certainly into districts.
Well, they were a team that made it to state last year and finished 3rd place at the state tournament. They're looking to get back there yet again. Now, on the other side, you have a Plainview team that's been doing some rebuilding the last few seasons. 5-11 this year. We talked about those state tournament aspirations. You never know what can happen, but definitely building for the future.
Absolutely. A work in progress. State team a couple of years ago, then lost a lot of good players. Had a rough year last year, won 3 games. They've got 5 wins right now, so certainly a win tonight on the road here at Cedar Catholic would be a big feather in their cap and a momentum boost as you're trying to get your way into position to get to state.
Trying to find some ways to do it. Well, let's talk a little bit more about Cedar Catholic and who to look out for. They've got a player who's been a big part of this team for the last few seasons now, Aniston Wortman.
Yeah, Wortman was she stood out to me last year as a sophomore with a lot of seniors on that team. She played really well. Has that real high IQ, the coach's kid sort of thing. But really has stepped up big time this year. They're the lead scorer. She's a good rebounder and a good defender as well. A do-it-all player would be very important, obviously, tonight for the Lady Trojans.
Aniston Wortman, a junior this year, has been getting a lot of time since her freshman season. Now, let's throw it back to a freshman on the other side of the floor for the Plainview Pirates, and Presley Alexander. Wow, she is very talented with the basketball. What can Presley do tonight?
Well, she's going to have to score. Both of these teams struggle at times to score. Certainly, Plainview averages about 45 points a game. They're going to need her points. She averages right around 13 points a game. You'd like to have her exceed that tonight, I think, to have a chance to win. They'll be looking for her to get going early and often here tonight.
Plainview also has a pretty young roster. We'll see what some of those freshmen, sophomore, and junior-style players can do for the Pirates here against a really good Cedar Catholic Trojan team. We got the battle for you, Plainview and Cedar Catholic. It's coming up next on News Channel Nebraska.
If you're experiencing balance problems, dizziness, or even vertigo, physical therapy may be one of your treatment options. At Faith Regional, there's a specialist who can help. I'm joined now by Erin Baumert, a physical therapist with Faith Regional Health Services. One of your specialties is vestibular therapy. Let's start at the basics. What is vestibular therapy?
Vestibular therapy is a type of therapy for patients with any type of vestibular diagnosis that can be ranging from vertigo, dizziness, problems with balance, and eye-head coordination problems. And the patients that have those problems have symptoms that are, can range anywhere from just like when they lay down or change positions or tip their head back in the shower and the room starts spinning. That's kind of a telltale sign of positional vertigo. People that have problems with balance, like if they're walking through the grocery store and they turn their head side to side and they try to scan things while they're moving, that can be another telltale sign for like eye-head coordination problems.
What sorts of exercises or things do you do with your patients to help them overcome those symptoms?
The positional vertigo is their main problem. That's learning the repositioning techniques, which can be done in the clinic, and then I try to teach them those at home too, because they can be very useful for the patients at home if they're able to reposition themselves. It's just a series of position changes when you're lying in bed and kind of knowing which way to move the head. And then I'll also progress them with eye-head coordination exercises, gaze stabilization exercises, balance exercises, all those types of things to help them get back to their normal everyday routine.
If this is something that someone hasn't experienced, maybe they're nervous to go approach a doctor about it, why should they see their doctor and eventually seek physical therapy?
Well, if it's limiting their day-to-day routine, if you wake up with a little bit of dizziness, but you get up and it goes away and you can go about your daily routine and you don't have an episode again, don't worry about it, right? But if it's something that, I can't move, I can't I can't walk regularly. I have to hang on to the countertops to get by. I can't go to work. You know, if you're limiting with your daily routine, especially over the course of, you know, longer than a day or two, I usually tell patients, go get it fixed. It's better than dealing with it.
Well, Erin, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The yellow jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
News Channel Nebraska, thanks for joining us here today. It is Kaylin Devin and Lou Seifer with you up top in Hardington, Nebraska, preparing for Cedar Catholic and Plainview. Let's take a look at our school spotlight here today. We'll start with the Pirates out of Plainview. They are part of the GNAC Conference, a conference that was formed last year and has seen a lot of really talented programs in just their first and now second years of existence. Part of NSAA District 3, and they are 74 students in the school. As for the Cedar Catholic Trojans, again up here in Hardington, they're part of the classic Mid-State Conference. 90 students in the school, also NSAA District 3. We are heading into conference tournament time. And I don't know if you're as excited as I am, Lou, but this is the time of year that things really heat up and kind of separate the dogs from the puppies.
The wheat from the chaff, huh? Yeah, I agree with you. I love the conference tournament time. It's kind of like a preview to state a lot of times. Certainly in certain conferences where you have some quality teams going against each other. And I've seen it before where teams really start playing well in that conference tournament, and that really propels them toward good things in the postseason.
So let's talk about the Plainview Pirates this year. 5-11 so far. They're 29th in power points in a loaded Class D1. Last year, they just won 3 games, so they're already over that margin. And you really look at the job that Brittany Wilmes, the head coach of Plainview, has done, really trying to work with some freshmen. They've had some slow starts here and there, but have found some pretty good success. And really, they're not getting outscored by a whole lot. They're at about a minus 5-point differential, which isn't too bad for a 5-11 basketball team.
No, they've been competitive, and that's what you want, and especially with a young basketball team just to compete. I think that's going to be the issue tonight. You're playing a Cedar Catholic team with 3 seniors and 2 juniors. You've got a couple of freshmen starting for Plainview, so it's a youth movement for the Pirates, but as you just mentioned, they've been in games, and you like the competitive spirit that these girls bring.
You got Cedar Catholic that is currently 4th in power points. They're just behind teams like Maywood Hayes Center, Howells Dodge, and Central Valley in the power points, a team that got to state last year and finished at 3rd. And they're going to try to do that again this year. And they always do it with a subpar record. And not to say that like Cedar Catholic is a bad team, but they just play so much talented teams that are above that usually by the time they get to the sub-district, they're sitting at around 13-10, or maybe it's 14-12, something like that.
Yeah.
Right now, 8-8.
Well, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and I think that's kind of the idea, is to really face some adversity throughout the season. And then when you get to postseason, you've been there, done that. You've played those tough teams. You face those difficult circumstances, and I think that's the idea behind Cedar Catholic's schedule, is just get you ready to play when the lights are the brightest.
Well, so far they've been playing pretty good basketball right now. They also have a negative point differential, but their opponents have won 11 or more games in 10 of the 16 games this season. So they played a big, tough schedule. Starting lineups being announced on the floor for the Pirates: Avery Hardesty, Kara Lingenfelter, Presley Alexander, Emma Sauser, and Riley Miller. And there's your look at Cedar Catholic: Cameron Lecker, Savannah Pick, Aniston Wortman, Bryn Berniker, and Addison Walter. This is a team that did lose some key players from last year, but both squads returned a lot as we head ready for the national anthem. Stay tuned. This is NCN.
Ashoff Construction of Osmond does it all when it comes to general contracting. From agricultural storage buildings to commercial office buildings, retail warehouses to concrete contracting. The AGI Sentinel buildings help safeguard crops and valuable assets, and Ashoff's professional builders handle the job from the design through the completion of the build. For a free estimate, contact Dylan Price, Scott Pullman, or Brandon Ruge. Call 402-748-3551 today. Visit AshoffConstruction.com for more information. When you have the inventory people want and a team that understands what you need, there's one place to go. Big Red Motorsports in O'Neill. Name brand ATVs, side-by-sides, and high-performance machines built for work, made for play. And the service doesn't stop at the sale. Big Red Motorsports delivers, literally. Free delivery with your purchase. It's all here in O'Neill. Big Red Motorsports.
Nebraska Public Power District was ready to power the state's ag industry growth in the 70s and the ethanol industry in the 2000s. Today, the need for energy is growing at a rapid pace. We are ready. We are expanding our diverse energy generation mix and building on to an already reliable and resilient infrastructure, not only to power today, but to empower Nebraska's tomorrow. Nebraska Public Power District.
Receiving 3 top heart and vascular honors from Health Grades reflects the trust our community places in Faith Regional. Behind every recognition is a patient who turned to us in a critical moment, a family seeking reassurance, and a cardiovascular team dedicated to being there. Our specialists deliver trusted expertise, proven outcomes, and compassionate care because our patients are and always will be our why. Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute. Triple honors, one dedicated team.
Well, last season, the Trojans and the Pirates played. It was Cedar Catholic that got the win in a 44-21 victory. And both teams a little bit different than they were a year ago. Again, we're talking about Plainview and the young freshmen they have on this team that have really propelled them. And Cedar Catholic lost a few big faces too, but they also return a lot. It should be a fun one as we are preparing for tip-off in Hardington, and it is won by Plainview as Alexander leaps for the ball and tosses it into the hands of Lingenfelter. And here we go, Lou.
Now, you want to play? If you're Plainview, you want to get off to a quick start here.
And there is the quick start from Lingenfelter, floats it up with the right hand and the bucket.
That usually means that name, Lingenfelter, usually means buckets here for this school.
Really good shooters is what you can associate with Lingenfelter, as Walters left wide open for 3 and answers back with a quick triple.
That's what Addison Walter can do. Good inside post player, but can also step out and knock down those long-range shots.
Pirates trying to get it over the floor, get it back to Lingenfelter, one of the many freshmen on this team that have played a big impact.
You got to believe that the future is bright here at Plainview when you've got a couple freshmen starting and playing well.
Alexander nearly loses it, gets to Hardesty now into the corner for Sauser. 8 on the shot clock. Back inside, that pass is high. It's tipped away by Wortman and taken by Cedar Catholic. Walter one dribble, then steps inside, and she double dribble turnover. First one of the day for Cedar Catholic as Plainview just had their first.
And Walter tried to throw a bit of a head fake there and brought the ball up and then kind of held on to it before dribbling again.
I like the decision. Just couldn't quite execute.
Like in pretty much every game, turnovers are big, but I think both these teams that struggle sometimes in the half court are going to look to try to find transition buckets.
Hardesty tried to get to Alexander, and she had it poked away, and now fights this one off of Savannah Pick and out of bounds. Savannah Pick, wearing number 2 this year, was sporting number 3 for the past few seasons in that white Cedar Catholic jersey. Pick takes a baseline jumper and can't hit it. Rebound collected by Lingenfelter.
It was a quality look. Those are the shots I think you want.
Lingenfelter's got to get rid of it, and she does. Finds Alexander in a timeout called by head coach Brittany Wilmus. Just a minute and 33 seconds off the clock in our first quarter. It is 3-2 Cedar Catholic over Plainview. Kaylin Devin, Lou Siefker joining you today. Thanks so much for hanging out with us this evening. Should be a fun night of basketball. You got a really good girls game here and then a competitive boys game after this one too. A couple teams that are just trying to find out what they can do today. Again, Cedar Catholic looking to continue what they've been doing the last few games, and Plainview is trying to find a win that they haven't had as consistently as of late.
Yeah, again, I think if you're Plainview and you come here, you just, last time you were here, the last ball game, they played in nearby Hardington, Newcastle, and won that ball game. So
yeah, right across the street.
Yeah, right across the street. If you get a
Hardington sweep,
couple of wins here, you're looking for that boost of confidence, and kind of for the young players especially, to show what you're working on in practice is actually paying off.
The high post, Riley Miller, and this one is taken away back by Wortman. And it's still Wortman across the timeline. Dribbles inside. Ball moving across the perimeter. Berniker drives left hand, scoop up, and missed.
Pretty good looks there the last couple times down for the Lady Trojans, but come away empty both times.
We haven't talked a lot about Riley Miller yet, the big post for Plainview, someone who can roll down to the low post pretty consistently, averaging nearly a double-double. Lingenfelter, turnaround, good move, and gets the whistle. Can't finish the shot, but has an opportunity from the line.
A quick move there in the low post. Good quick footwork. Got inside Berniker and drew the foul.
3-2 the score. Lingenfelter's free throw is good to tie this game at 3.
Probably said it for the last 4 or 5 years, but I just marvel at how these freshman kids, boys or girls, they're so much more developed than they were maybe 10 years ago.
Both free throws good for Kara Lingenfelter. She's got all 4 of the Pirates' points, and Wortman turns it over.
A quick turnover.
I think a lot of the freshman talent that you see can be attributed to some of the camps and how consistent coaches can be working with players when they're younger. You got to build a system as early as 5th, 6th grade.
Yeah.
When those players get into high school, they're ready to go.
Absolutely, and you get a lot, summer basketball, and you
AAU,
play a lot more games.
Travel ball, yeah, it's big. Basketball is a sport that is very good at that. You can play anywhere. Pass to the near side. Dribble in from Eichhoff, and a travel on the Trojans. Not the cleanest start to the game for Cedar Catholic.
Yeah, both teams struggling with ball security.
Trojans trying a full court press. Alexander up the floor to Hardesty, and then this pass just off of the neck of Kenzie Dorr and out of bounds.
Dorr wasn't expecting that. So another turnover. Plainview with 5 already. Cedar Catholic with 3.
This is a Pirates team that averages about roughly around 23 turnovers a game. And this is turned over right back. Down low, left hand, and the finish for Madison Eichhoff.
Important for the Lady Trojans. If you're turning Plainview over, you want to score off those turnovers. That's going to be a key stat in this ballgame.
Hardesty floats one up to the high post. Miller nearly had it taken away. Hands off drive. A lot of contact and no foul off the drive by Arlton. Here come the Trojans. Walter resetting this possession. Finding pick. And a deep three-pointer for Wortman. A little short. And the rebound picked up by Alexander. Presley Alexander averaging nearly 13 and 5. Good rebounder as well. There's a tough shot rolling to the right side, no good. Offensive rebound by Miller, and then in Hardesty's hand, now Alexander short on the 3. Walter with the rebound. Eichhoff with the lane, and knocked away from behind. Presley Alexander tried to chase down and pokes that ball away.
I think Cedar Catholic to this point has had better looks in the half court. Haven't necessarily made more, but they've been able to find some quality shots. It's going to be obviously important for the Lady Trojans to knock some of those down.
First quarter day brought to you by Yankton Medical Clinic. They're building a legacy, one patient at a time, one generation at a time. From family practice to expert specialists, they're here for you. today and every day.
Again, Kayla, neither of these teams are high-scoring teams. They both average in the 40s.
Miller, one dribble, kick back out, set up a screen, and the drive by Dorr. That shot high off the glass, no good.
That's a very difficult shot.
We're looking for both teams to try to set something up. Going pretty quick. You have the shot clock to use to set that offensive possession. Lecker has it. Makes a move to the right, floats it up, right hand strong off the glass, and the rebound by Miller.
Miller doing a good job on the defensive glass. Third defensive rebound already in the ballgame.
Alexander passes to the near side. This is Arlt, who missed all of last season due to an injury. Good to have her back. You know, Plainview wanted to have her play a big role in the past few seasons under head coach Wilmus. Down low, that ball tipped away and stolen. Another turnover. Addison Walter across the floor. You mentioned her ability to play inside and out. How big is that? And make a good pass to the inside left hand. A little short by Pick and out of bounds.
Well, again, Cedar Catholic's finding good shots. That was a good pass, as you mentioned. Pick inside, not able to finish the play. But they've turned Plainview over 7 times. They've had some pretty high percentage looks in their half court, but yet they lead by 1 right now.
Berniker to pass it in, finding Wortman. Now Lecker. Into the corner for Eichhoff. Eichhoff drives baseline. Good entry pass. Perfect delivery. And the shot goes for Wortman.
A great dribble penetration. Wortman gets a nice bounce pass where she can just catch it and score.
Arlt tries to take it all the way down to the cup. Loses it out of bounds, but possession remains with the Pirates. Just over 2 minutes to go in our first quarter of action. There's another look at that feed. Right in the hands for Wortman. There's a good pass off the baseline. And a shot falls for Lingenfelter.
Now, that was a great look that time by Plainview. Easy shot in the middle of the lane.
All 6 points for Kara Lingenfelter, and the Pirates trailing by 1. To the corner, Lecker, Eichhoff. Berniker to the corner, three-pointer, Wortman. That doesn't fall. Another good rebound by Riley Miller. She uses her size very well to post up and to grab that board. Good box out.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Good fundamental basketball. Not just size, but it's the ability to get inside position.
Arlt's got to get rid of it. Hands it off to Ninselzer, who comes in. Chest pass back inside. Look at that delivery. Lingenfelter down low to the pass to Miller in the bucket.
Excellent post-entry pass.
Plainview takes the lead 8-7. Shot goes in on the other end. The dribble drive, Bryn Berniker.
Like the fact that Berniker attacked Miller that time, did not turn away or try to shoot a fadeaway, just went right at the bigger player, took it all the way to the bucket.
Bryn lost her sister Lauren to graduation last year. As another really good player. Those two on the floor are always so talented.
Yeah.
9-8 is the score. 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Ninselzer. Another one of these outstanding freshmen for Plainview. Ball tipped away by Wortman. Out of bounds. It will stay with the Pirates, but just 5 on the shot clock, 28 on the game clock.
And Ninselzer looks like a freshman. She got a little petite. Some of these freshmen don't look that way, but again,
a good shooter.
Yeah, absolutely, good freshman class here for Plainview, and like I said earlier, this is. I think that you got to believe that the future is very bright for this program.
Ninselzer blocked from behind. Wortman with the ball and a lot of speed. This gets through the hand of Pick, kept by Walter. Top of the circle. Berniker, no. Ninselzer had the board. It was tipped away, and Pick grabs it again for the Trojans. Still on the floor. Now a 3 from Wortman. Short. Walter tries to save it. Finds Berniker somehow, and it results in a buzzer beater. Somehow, some way, a chaotic final possession winds up in the hands of Bryn Berniker, and she finishes off this throwaway pass from Addison Walter What an end to the quarter, 11-8, Cedar Catholic over Plainview.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. And by Heritage at Fountain Point in Norfolk. Living better.
Well, look at Craig Wortman in his Husker days.
Yeah.
Playing some pretty good defense there. Is that an old school Kansas jersey, too?
I believe so. You know, they could have used Coach Wortman there on Tuesday night.
Short-handed. Which one, with the clipboard or on the floor?
No, on the floor, absolutely. Well, against those big 6'10", 7-foot guys that Michigan had.
You know, it's pretty amazing. I mean, he was a guy who walked on to Nebraska and really earned his minutes toward the final few games of his career, which is just so cool to see. You gotta love that about programs here in the state of Nebraska. You know, a lot of the talented players come from Northeast Nebraska. We've seen that so many times. You might see it later in the broadcast of another Hochstein who won multiple Super Bowls with the Patriots, and Wortman just ran over the defender. Hard to the floor goes Hardesty.
Yep, she's all right.
She's in some pain. She'll check out.
Had to hit her head there as she went down. So
Hardesty, a really good defender.
Yeah.
For Plainview.
She's a player that Plainview definitely needs on the floor. I'm sure they'll check her, make sure she's okay before she comes back out there, but it appears that she's going to be all right.
We resume play, finding an open Berniker for three, long, and the offensive rebound. Wortman goes up, gets some contact, doesn't get the call off the missed shot. This is poked away, out of bounds, and it stays with the Pirates.
I think you see both teams are going to try at times to push the tempo, try to get in the fast break mode if they can.
Ninselzer, good pass, finding Alexander. Good closeout defense, but Alexander rises and finishes over Eichhoff.
A nice job there by Alexander not to panic. She's gathered herself and shot the ball over the defender.
Didn't have a bucket in the first quarter. It's her first points of the game. And a 1-point Cedar Catholic lead. The drive, Walter, left hand, finish. Addison Walter's got 5.
Yeah, Walter could be just an absolutely tough matchup for anybody. That was just a great shot fake, and then the ability to put the ball on the floor and take it to the basket. Excellent job there by Walter.
Well, what's so dangerous about Cedar Catholic is if they get to state, you got players like Wortman who can take over a game and Addison Walter who can stretch the floor so well. They've got a lot of talent on this roster. And it feels like it's always a familiar face in Lincoln off this missed 3 by Ninselzer, rebound pick. 13-10, Cedar Catholic on top of Plainview. Tight game so far. Low post, that's no good. Good defense, Lingenfelter, but Pick gets the rebound and then a tie-up as Sauser got her hand on the basketball and forces a change of possession.
Pick Battle got that offensive rebound that then gets tied up. It's been Cedar Catholic on the offensive glass in this game. They have 4 offensive rebounds to Plainview's 1.
Ninselzer inside, good, in-out pass, finding a 3 from Alexander. It's no good. And they call this out of bounds. Say it went over the backboard.
Plainview going to throw some full court pressure.
Eichhoff across the timeline. Picks up her dribble, has to get rid of it. Walter finds Pick for a baseline jumper. Had to rush the shot a bit. And off of Berniker and out of bounds.
I think you notice one thing with especially girls basketball in the state of Nebraska is that teams that press well and handle the press are usually teams that play in Lincoln. So see why teams want to challenge their players to be good at those two things.
Ninselzer drive off the glass and in. Size doesn't matter as Ninselzer with a fantastic shot and back to a 1-point game.
No fear at all. Take that ball inside. Smallest player on the floor gets that ball in the middle of the lane and scores.
You mentioned the way that teams can play that full court press. You see it all the time with teams that get to Lincoln. 3-0 good by Pick. And the rebound by Arlt. She takes it inside, high off the glass, and that drops in. First points of the day for Peyton Arlt. And Plainview leads 14-13. 5:35 to go in this first half of action. Take another look at Arlt.
Coast to coast.
You'll take that and the lead.
Hey, it's me, one of those students on the waiting list for a teammate's mentor. I've heard teammates is so fun and awesome. You get to talk, laugh, play games, and hang out with a positive, caring adult once a week at school. Teammates help students believe in themselves, and 97% of mentees are proud to be a part of it. I'd love to be one of those mentees, but we need more mentors. So if you got an hour a week to be someone a student like me can count on, go to teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
A 1-point lead for the Plainview Pirates after a tough shot by Peyton Arlt. Love the way that these Pirates are playing right now on the road in Hardington. Tip pass inside. Walter can't finish. Miller with the rebound.
Another good look for Cedar Catholic. They've left some points out there.
Arlt picks up her dribble. Pass to the far side. Hodson. Addie Hodson dribbles, lost possession out of bounds. An unforced turnover by the Pirates as Lingenfelter checks back into the game. Coming in freshman for freshman, Alexander out. Also in Emma Sauser. Coming in for Riley Miller. So a bit of a small ball lineup here for the Pirates.
See if that works with the pressure.
Wortman with some speed. Really fast players. This ball gets tipped away and staying with Cedar Catholic. We mentioned Anderson Wortman over the years. Again, her father played at Nebraska. He's also the head coach of this Trojan team. Really emphasizing the speed of the play for Cedar Catholic.
And usually these teams for Cedar Catholic they can handle situations like that press. They're usually pretty good ball handlers.
Walter dishes it back off, finding Lecker. Camera Lecker kicks to the corner. Walter. Good pass. Easy one. Pick with the lay-in.
It's an excellent job by Pick to make herself available. Walter's trapped, and Pick just rolled into the lane, and Walter found her for an easy bucket.
Addison Walter just makes those passes look so easy. It doesn't feel like it's a challenge for her to see the floor well and just to throw a one-handed pass to an open teammate.
Yeah, it's good vision. And like I said, with Pick moving without the basketball, so important. And you want to do that, especially when Walter's got the basketball, because she's generally going to find you.
Wortman, bounce pass Pick, finding Walter. Makes a move, step through, and traveled before the shot. Tough one for Cedar Catholic to have.
That's unfortunate. Pretty good move, took the extra step.
Yeah, right there.
Yep.
Trying to work your way through traffic down low. 15-14, it's Cedar Catholic on top. Plainview, tough battle so far. Dorr swarmed in the backcourt. Lingenfelter with some speed. Kicks it back out to Dorr. Finding a wide open Miller. And Riley Miller's got 4 points. And the lead is back to the Pirates.
Wonderful pass that time by Dorr. Took advantage of the double team, found the open teammate wide open.
Plainview really playing great team basketball. Here's the drive and the right-hand finish for Wortman.
Yeah, Wortman can do that. She's a player that, we talked about ball handler. She handles the ball exceptionally well.
Arlt had this one just bodied. Anderson Wortman, good defense. Averages almost a block a game and gets one there.
Yeah, she's a player that plays well on both ends of the floor, Wortman.
He's kind of ripped the ball away from Alexander. Here's Dorr, up and under, no good. Rebound Berniker and a whistle called on Dorr.
That shot looked like that one was going in, and I think it's a frustration foul because I think everybody, including Dorr, thought that ball was going down.
Haven't seen a lot of fouls in this game today. Just 3 combined in this second quarter, and another turnover. Plainview gets one back. Alexander up the floor. Here's Sauser. 3 minutes in the first half. Lingenfelter had a big first quarter. Hasn't scored since. Blocked and a foul. Lecker gets the foul from behind. And to the free throw line, Kenzie Dorr will go for the first time today. First time we've seen free throws since the first quarter. Just the third and fourth opportunity today.
Like the aggressive drive that time by Dorr. Just got inside Lecker. Once you get inside that defender, you attack the basket, and that time gets rewarded with the foul.
Mara Berniker into the game for Savannah Pick. And Kenzie Dorr knots this game up at 17. Lecker finding Walter. Good closeout defense by Miller. Dorr nearly had the takeaway. What has impressed you so far about Plainview, Lou?
Well, I think they're just a plucky team. They're not afraid at all coming in here and playing Cedar Catholic. I like their aggressiveness. I like the fact that they've been throwing some pressure defensively, and I think they're just playing with confidence. You got to love that.
Inside right hand, Wortman can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, Wortman, and has it blocked. Staying with Cedar Catholic. And that's kind of what it's been for the Trojans today. They've had those looks at the rim. They just haven't all dropped like you want them to. Wortman floats it. Good. Pull-up jumper drops in for Aniston Wortman. She's got 6.
Wortman finding good shots right now. That's very much a positive for the Lady Trojans.
Ninselzer nearly had it taken away by Wortman. High pass inside. Walter with the takeaway. Berniker and Lecker across the floor.
Trying to get the ball to Miller, but you can't throw it into a double team like that.
Just under 2 minutes to go in the first half, and a 2-point lead for Cedar Catholic. They've got the ball. Walter inside through the hands of Wortman, and Alexander comes up with it. Presley Alexander slows down. Ninselzer takes the 3. It's in and out. Miller almost had the board, and now Walter comes up with it. Baseball pass up the floor. Berniker left-hand finish.
That's a fantastic job there by Cedar Catholic and Walter. The outlet pass down the floor.
And officials. More talk. We'll have some subs that check in. 1:21 to go in the first half. Cedar Catholic leading by 4. Alexander fires a pass to Sauser. Good feed. Miller.
Oh.
It bounces around. No good. Lingenfelter's fouled and is heading to the line. Well, that shot looked impossible to miss for Riley Miller.
And when you get that one-on-one with Miller in the post, that's a great job to get it up so she can go get it. And that somehow that shot did not fall. I don't know how.
You look at the physics of a basketball hitting a rim. How does it not drop in?
Yeah, that was a tough one. But Lingenfelter did a fantastic job battling there and getting that offensive rebound and going back up with it.
21-18, Lingenfelter misses the second of 2 free throws. She's 3 for 4 on the day from the line. Another high pass. Drive off the glass, no good. Miller with the rebound. 1 minute to go in the first half. Pirates trail by 3 with the ball.
Plainview almost got burned there with the transition defense.
Ninselzer drive, blocked and out of bounds. Ninselzer's going to keep on trying those shots. She gets some space.
No fear at all.
No, exactly.
Cedar Catholic looking to push the ball up the floor, and it's going to be important for Plainview to make sure they get back and get in position.
Nice pass. Lingenfelter had it blocked, and Cedar Catholic playing really solid defense today. Plainview getting a turnover. Alexander. Just 2 points for Presley Alexander so far today. Miller fading backward off the back of the rim and no good. Shot clock is off. Cedar Catholic can do what they want. Lecker gets around Alexander's hand. Driving in, kick to Berniker. 12 on the clock. Walter left alone. Takes the three, no good. Offensive rebound. That's Eichhoff, and then taken back by Plainview. Sauser's got 2 seconds. And he won't be able to get a shot off. She was trying to find somebody to get it up to and couldn't do so. But that ends a really tight first half of basketball where the Cedar Catholic Trojans are on top of the Plainview Pirates 21-18. Well, stick with us because we'll have our halftime highlights. We'll talk a little bit about that first half, give you the breakdown, as well as take a look at our rankings and more. It's all coming up next right here on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by the Carpet Shop of Norfolk, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years. And by Bank of Hardington. The Bank of Hardington wishes the best of luck to all area teams this season. Member FDIC.
My name is Deb Sedlacek, and at Elkhorn Valley Bank, there really is a difference. I think Elkhorn Valley Bank sets itself apart from other banks because we are such a family-oriented, small-town type of bank. We don't charge you for every little thing that there is. You can call us and feel like you know us. Anything you need help with, whether it's big, small, we're always there for you. Elkhorn Valley Bank, great for you, great for your community.
NCN Sports is brought to you by The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years. And by Michael Foods, strong supporters of area athletic. Check out michaelfoods.com for job opportunities.
20 kids, 1 SUV, and 1 mission. Snacks. Speedy Mart is where the snack squad rolls deep. Whether it's before the first pitch or after the final out, we've got drinks, treats, and all the fuel to keep your team going strong. Speedy Mart convenience stores. Quick, convenient, and always ready when the team rolls in. Speedy Mart. Snack strong, play strong.
(21-18) at the half. It is the Cedar Catholic Trojans, and on top of the Plainview Pirates, 21-18. Really good first half of action. Both teams tied 10-10 in that second quarter.
Yeah.
Take a look at our D1 rankings, and so far the Bloomfield Bees have not lost yet. They are 16-0. What a turnaround from this Bloomfield squad. They're a team that has a lot of young players that you've really seen develop over the past 2-3 years.
Yeah, they were a pretty good team last year, but they've really taken a big step this season, and certainly I have not had a chance to see them play yet. Certainly 16-0, that speaks for itself.
Maywood Hayes Center back in the rankings at number 2. House Dodge is in the top 3, and then Overton Elm Creek. Rounding out the final 5, it's Amherst, Arapahoe, Tri-County, Bancroft, Rosalie, and Elgin Public, Pope John. Taking a look at those D1 rankings, some really quality teams. Honestly, it's wide open Class D1 this year in girls basketball.
Absolutely agree with that. I think you just named 10 teams. I think any of those 10 teams could be cutting down nets come first week in March.
And again, a team that we didn't mention, the Cedar Catholic Trojans, playing in D1. Well, they weren't on the rankings. That's right, because they're 8-8. However, they're 4th in power points.
Yeah, they'll set themselves up for a chance to make a run to state. And certainly games like tonight are important.
Right.
You can't take anybody lightly. You got Plainview coming here at 5-11. But if I hadn't seen the records, I would not have guessed that with Plainview. They played well. They played hard. Probably a few too many turnovers. But the way they play right now does not speak of a team that's trying to find themselves. They play like a confident basketball team.
Oh, no. I mean, you look at even if you could look at Plainview's losses. You had a a loss to Elgin Public Pope John by 12. They played competitive in that one. LCC lost by 15. That's another good team there. Lost to Santee and Summerlin by 2 and 1 point. Stanton was a 10-point loss. They've only lost 3 times this year. You got a lot of competitive games that Plainview has played. They just haven't come out on top of most of them.
And you know what? That's probably, it may not pay dividends this year, but that's going to help them out with this young roster. It's games like that you learn from. Sometimes you take your lumps. Sometimes, they've been in, as you just mentioned, they've been in a lot of ball games. It's just a matter of kind of figuring it out and playing those tough games. And then next year, probably, that's when you'll start seeing this team improve.
College basketball tomorrow, right up the road in Wayne, America. You can watch starting at 5:20. Wayne State taking on Minnesota Duluth. That is Eric McKay and Lou Siefker. You guys will be there tomorrow. Should be a really fun game. While at the same time, out 5:50, Norris and Lincoln Pius. That's a big matchup right there. Also, on Saturday, it's the Heartland Athletic Conference Basketball Tournament Championship. You can tune into that matchup starting at 2:50 for the third place and championship games. You've also got Bellevue West, Lincoln North Star on Thursday of next week, and Miller West and Lincoln Southwest next Friday. So some good games on the docket on News Channel Nebraska. You are not going to want to miss out on all the fun. Hey, stay tuned. We have our halftime highlights coming up in just a moment. Then we'll get back to the third quarter and break down what we saw in that first half next. This is NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Security Bank of Laurel, Hardington, Coleridge, Osmond, and Allen. Security Bank, my kind of bank. Member FDIC. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
Receiving 3 top heart and vascular honors from Health Grades reflects the trust our community places in Faith Regional. Behind every recognition is a patient who turned to us in a critical moment, a family seeking reassurance, and a cardiovascular team dedicated to being there. Our specialists deliver trusted expertise, proven outcomes, and compassionate care because our patients are and always will be our why. Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute. Triple honors, one dedicated team.
Hi, I'm Eric Amos, Ag Loan Officer at the Bank of Hardington and a Northeast Nebraska beef producer. At the Bank of Hardington, we strive to build relationships based on trust and service that last generations. We work with our clients to develop financial plans that help them meet their goals. We know that for our farmers, it is much more than a job, it's a way of life. How do we know? Because we are farmers, and we are living it too.
At TC Amish Home, we want to help you live better, longer, with a complete selection of health-focused power chairs from Ultra Comfort. Ultra Comfort features zero-gravity positioning, giving you that weightless feeling and increasing your circulation. Elevate your feet, release tension, reduce swelling, and maximize blood flow. They are fully programmable to your customized settings. With the softest, easy-to-clean fabrics, the entire family is able to enjoy the benefits of your new Ultra Comfort power chair. Live better, longer with Ultra Comfort at TC Amish Home in Norfolk.
Great first half of action, 21-18, Cedar Catholic over Plainview at the break. And let's take a look at our halftime highlights from that first half of action. Really good one so far. We did see quite a few turnovers in that first half, Lou. Trying to get some to result in points. There wasn't a lot of points off turnovers, but there were quite a few turnovers.
Yeah, both teams turned it over. Plainview 9 and then Cedar Catholic 8. But I thought Cedar Catholic really, as you see there, with a great look inside to Wortman. I thought they had the better half-court sets overall. There's a great pass inside to Miller for the easy bucket, though.
And it's really been the passing on the interior. Post play has been massive today. There have not been many perimeter shots. In fact, just one three-pointer made it today. Look at that shot, though. Lauren Berniker at the end of the first half buzzer. But Addison Walters got the only three-pointer today. Plainview has not hit one. They've hit some good shots like that. Presley Alexander on the low post. But it has not been a big shooting day for either side. Peyton Alt with a tough shot to the right.
You know, you'd like to be able to combine the outside with the inside, and maybe whoever's able to do that in the second half will come away with a win.
Aniston Wortman with a nice floater. She's got 6 points in the game, tying the team high with Bryn Berniker with 6 points as well. Addison Walters got 5 points. Then you have Carol Lingenfelter leading all scorers, the freshman for Plainview, with 7 points today. Riley Miller's got 5 points as well. Lauren Berniker with a left-hand finish as Cedar Catholic holding that 3-point lead, 21-18. And a look right there at Craig Wortman, head coach for Cedar Catholic, and now some of the fans there in the crowd. A lot of red today because you have red from Plainview, you got red from Cedar Catholic, you got red on the bleachers, red everywhere.
Yeah, lots of red. It's a good thing for the state of Nebraska, though, the red.
I was going to say, that makes sense. Make sure to follow us on socials, Facebook, Twitter, or X, Instagram, and YouTube. Lots of ways that you can plug in and check things out with News Channel Nebraska, whether it's watching full games, highlights, local news, sports, weather, whatever it is, we've got it. Caitlin Devin, Lou Siefker here with you today as the third quarter about to start. What would you like to see from both Cedar Catholic and Plainview? We'll start with the Trojans, Lou.
For the Trojans, I think they did a really good job of just finding good shots in the half court, but they didn't do a great job overall of knocking some of those down. You got to make makeable shots in this ball game, and I think for Plainview, you just keep playing the way you keep playing the way you've been playing, and that's with no fear. Continue to attack the Cedar Catholic team, take the ball inside, try to get to the free throw line. Going back with Cedar Catholic. One of the matchup issues they have that Plainview has is that the ability. Walters is the only one that made the three-point shot. She's been able to pull Miller away from the basket, and that should open up some driving lanes for the Lady Trojans.
What would you like to see now for Plainview as Lingenfelter drives and is heading to the free throw line?
Well, like I just said, to continue to play with a lack of fear. Continue to be aggressive. You see now, right, just like what I just said there, go to the basket.
Right.
Be strong with the basketball, get to the free throw line, and see what happens.
Lingenfelter's free throw is good. No fear is exactly right. They played that way the entire first half. It doesn't matter. And again, you look at the wins and losses, 5 wins to 8 wins, really isn't a whole lot of difference. But the way that Cedar Catholic is just kind of built, it's going to be a really big win and a bit of an upset. A definite upset for Plainview if they can beat Cedar Catholic today. Alexander, long jumper is good, and the Pirates in a flash have taken a 1-point lead.
And for both teams, who takes care of the ball and who's able to exploit turnovers?
Wortman has it blocked. She falls down to the floor hard, slow getting up. Alexander trying to race to the bucket, puts her shoulder down, gets the shot to go, and a whistle.
Wow.
Presley Alexander had 2 points at halftime. She's already got 4 with a chance at the free throw line.
Great start by Plainview. 36 seconds in, and you're looking at for your 7th point. That's a great start here for the Lady Pirates.
And 1 free throw. Alexander is good. And Lou, your key that you mentioned 30 seconds ago was play with no fear. Plainview playing with 0 fear at all. Wortman across the timeline, delivers a pass to Lecker. Kick it back out, wonderful feed. Walters' 3 is no good. Offensive rebound, Berniker.
If Walter can knock those down, that would open so many things up for the Trojans.
Floats it up, no good pick. Gets her own rebound. Alexander is called with the foul. Well, Plainview did all of that, 7 points in the first 40 seconds of this third quarter.
Yeah, great start. No matter where you're playing, it's a great start, but certainly on the road against a good team. And then Cedar Catholic doing a really good job on the board. That last rebound was their 8th offensive board.
Walter lost it. Kenzie Dorr, one-on-one with Lecker. Goes up. Lecker wins this battle. Out of bounds and staying with Plainview.
That was a great block. Love to see Dorr kind of challenge that and try to draw that contact as you're taking the ball to the basket.
Lingenfelter, good play, blocked again, out of bounds. Cedar Catholic doing a fantastic job getting hands on basketball. Multiple blocks today. Team that averaged just around 3 blocks a game. They've already got at least 5 today. Missed shot from Miller. Wortman to Walter. Shuffles, 3-pointer, no good. Dorr with the board and lost it. Trying to get it to her teammate. Now Sauser down there. Sauser picks up the foul off the drive by Pick. Savannah Pick with a chance at the line. It's the first free throws today for Cedar Catholic.
Yeah, it's going to be important for the Lady Trojans to kind of play the game the way Plainview's been playing it as of late, and that's to attack in the paint. They've been trying to knock down some perimeter shots, and I think they're going to have to do that. But I think, maybe not their strength. I think you want to try to establish yourself in the paint.
Cedar Catholic shooting 6 of 7 from the line, and now Plainview shooting 6 of 7 from the line. Cedar Catholic 1 of 2 on their first free throw attempts of the game. And a soft press from the Trojans. Alexander takes it inside, draws another foul. Walter doesn't like it, but gets called with the whistle either way.
What Alexander did there is what you want especially your best scorer to do, and that's to be aggressive. They broke the pressure, and once you break that pressure, you want to make the defense pay. And I love the way Alexander attacked off the dribble, takes it all the way in, and gets fouled.
Alexander no good on the free throw.
If you want to back a team off that's pressing you, burn them on that pressure. That's, score off that when you break that pressure.
And gets the second to go. 26-22, Plainview up by 4. Here's Cedar Catholic, and there's a foul called on Sauser, trying to play tight on a drive by Wortman.
As Sauser used your hands, you want to slide your feet and use that boundary as an extra defender and force the ball handler to go through you.
Yeah, that was a much better rep right there by Sauser on Pick. Wortman to Pick. Pick to Eichhoff. Now Walter. Walter step through, and then there's a foul. Drive by Walter, drew it, called against Alexander.
And Walter getting these sort of plays, getting opportunities in the paint. Doesn't score there, but gets fouled. Knock down some free throws, get that bucket opened up, and then those three-pointers just might start falling.
Free throw no good by Addison Walter. You're Cedar Catholic. You didn't have any free throw opportunities in that first half. So getting to the line is a big win. But missed them both. Offensive rebound, Cameron Lecker.
Another offensive board for the Lady Trojans.
To the corner. Back to Lecker. It's the team that they average about 8.5 offensive rebounds a game. 26.5 rebounds in a game, and again, 8.5 of those or so are offensive. There's the shot that just gets taken away. Dorr tipped it. Now Dorr trying to chase after this one and falls down to the floor. Lecker has the ball, and here come the Trojans. Good defense, Ninselzer. Lecker to Pick. Pick to Wortman. Aniston Wortman fouled into the free throw line. Aniston Wortman will go for the 5th and 6th opportunity from the line, all in this third quarter.
Yeah, didn't get the free throws, as you mentioned, in the first half. Definitely more concerted effort, I think, just to get the ball inside and have those opportunities from the free throw line.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I think that's the big key here is they're trying to drive in and trying to draw that contact. And it's worked so far, but no foul as Alexander kind of got hooked in there by Addison Walter off this missed free throw. Off of Alexander, it stays with Cedar Catholic.
Yeah, Plainview folks wanted a foul.
Three-pointer catch and shoot. Wortman no good. Ninselzer, and a foul now on the Trojans. This one called against Madison Eichhoff. Timeout on the floor called by Brittany Wilmis. 4:58 to go in the third quarter. It is the visitors, Plainview Pirates, on top of the Cedar Catholic Trojans, 26-23. This is NCN.
At Security Bank, we believe that growing a strong community starts here. We're committed to more than just financial services. We're committed to you. Whether you're planting seed for the next big crop or building a family legacy, we're here to help you grow. From operating loans to community events, we're more than a bank. We're your neighbors, your partners, and your biggest supporters. Security Bank, located in Laurel, Allen, Osmond, Hardington, and Coleridge. My kind of bank, proudly serving your community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
With 2 board-certified physicians, Dr. Charles Harper and Dr. Alan Spanel offers a high level of expertise in internal medicine. If you're over age 18 and ready to find a trusted physician who will be with you throughout your years, Dr. Harper and Dr. Spanel are ready to provide you with the medical care you need. Whether you are healthy or have several medical conditions, as internal medicine physicians, they provide the care you need. Yankton Medical Clinic, Norfolk location offers so much care so close to home.
Brittany Wilmes, head coach of the Plainview Pirates, doing a pretty good job in rebuilding this team. She had a really good roster a few years ago that made it down to state. She's from Plainview, actually played basketball for the Pirates in her high school years and played college basketball at Doane. You gave some good words to Presley Alexander, and right now they've got a 3-point lead.
That's a great person to lead this program.
3-pointer no good by Alexander, and here comes Cedar Catholic off the rebound, picked up by Eichhoff. Both head coaches actually from the hometown of the team they're coaching today. Pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. 2 really good coaches here in this ballgame.
Craig Wortman, of course, from Hardington, and now a foul. Ninselzer pulled down to the ground by Eichhoff. Sauser checking back in. Peyton Arltz into the matchup as well as the 3rd foul in the game against Madison Eichhoff, and we have free throws. That's why players are not allowed to check in yet, because it is a bonus pair of free throws.
Well, I think if you got to be pretty pleased the way Plainview right now playing defense. I think they're being aggressive. They're forcing turnovers, and that free throw no good. But you're having opportunities now with 5 fouls. Both teams will have opportunities here from the free throw line with 4:25 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Short on Ninselzer's 2nd free throw as well, so she goes 0 for 2 from the line. Well, an explosion of points for Plainview in the first 40 seconds. They've got 1 point since then. Wortman drives baseline turnaround, hard off the glass, no good. And the rebound by Miller. Alexander kick. Arlt steps it in. 3-pointer no good. Offensive board. Miller kick out and fouled. So that sends Riley Miller to the free throw line.
It's Miller's 8th rebound of the game. First offensive board, but it came at a good time. We'll see if she can knock down some free throws. Seems like we say that every week, too. Free throw is going to be very important here in a very close, tight ball game.
Riley Miller, just a junior, averaging 11 rebounds a game, and picks up the foul shot to extend the lead to 4 and make that 5. Ties the largest lead of the game Plainview's had on Cedar Catholic, 28-23.
Again, with both teams not necessarily high-scoring teams, a big lead could seem even bigger.
Left-hand drive by Walter, can't finish. Ninselzer grabs the ball, tries to cut her way through the defense. Ninselzer, coast to coast, and fouled. Riley Ninselzer, the freshman, to the free throw line. Look at that step through. And the foul called against Mara Berniker, her first foul.
Mike Ninselzer is the kind of the poster child for no fear, right? At 5 feet tall, maybe. And absolutely not afraid to take that ball in the paint and challenge the bigger players.
First one goes. Second one also drops for Riley Ninselzer, and a 7-point lead for Plainview, the largest they've had today.
It also takes a little bit of courage to step up there and knock a couple free throws down after you missed a couple. That's good, a good mental game there to step up and knock both those down.
Pirates still playing that full court press. Firing Wortman in the corner for pick. Pick kicks to Walter. Addison Walter drive, head of steam, and finishes at the rim. Back to a 5-point game.
I like that dribble drive. She handles the basketball well. I'd like to see more of that here in the second half.
Miller finding Dorr, and Brittany Wilmis will call the timeout. Her team in a bit of trouble. Not quite across the line. And the timeout. 3:15 to go in the third quarter. 30-25. Plainview with a 5-point lead over Cedar Catholic on NCN.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people. Now we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Shop Woodhouse Ram during the Start Something New sales event happening now. Receive 0% APR for 60 months on our full lineup of 2026 Ram 1500 Bighorns, backed by 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Visit us in Blair or Bellevue today.
Back to the action, 30-25 out of that timeout called by head coach Brittany Wilmis for Plainview. A 5-point lead for the Pirates. They have come into Hardington. They're trying to get the Hardington sweep. They're coming off a win against Hardington Newcastle in just their last game. If you beat both Hardingtons on the road, just a few steps away from each other, what impressive wins if you could get this if you're Plainview.
Yeah, and just a confidence builder. Another turnover.
And still in the bonus, so more free throws coming for the Pirates.
And if you can knock down free throws, you can obviously gain some distance in the scoring column with Cedar Catholic, but also you're going to get an opportunity maybe to get some Trojans into some foul trouble.
Something to note, Avery Hardesty just walked into the hallway with one of the trainers. She exited the game as soon as the third quarter started, was kind of thrown down inadvertently to the floor, hit her head, and has not yet returned, and she might not return.
Yeah, that's probably a precautionary thing. They don't, you got to be very careful with the concussion protocol.
31-25. She does walk back in the gym. Maybe just check on her a little bit. We'll see. Keep an eye on Hardesty there. That shot is blocked by Miller and nearly taken away by Dorr, but the Trojans will retain possession.
And Dorr actually got that blocked shot, got the rebound off that blocked shot, but got it right there on the baseline and stepped out. But great block there by Miller.
Pick
rather.
Gets it into...
No, Miller.
You're right. Pick had the ball a moment ago and gets it away to Addison Walter. Down low, back to Pick, draws the foul. And Savannah Pick to the free throw line again. She was 1 for 2 there a moment ago.
Pick has been one of those players that's been very active in the paint and underneath the bucket. I mean, she's already has 3 offensive rebounds.
And she's always done a really nice job at her role. She's never been that leading scorer type of player. That's okay, but been a really good defender, been a really good distributor, can run the offense well. Misses the free throw. Walter goes back up and now heads to the line.
That's just a great individual play that time by Walter. Out hustled a couple Plainview players for that rebound.
Right now, Cedar Catholic just shooting 3 of 9 from the free throw line. This is a physical basketball team, 4 of 10 from the line as Walter connects on both. It's a physical Cedar Catholic team, and the lead is now just 3 for Plainview. Inside, high pass taken away. It's Mara Berniker. Lecker finding Wortman. Wortman to Pick. Sees the lane, takes it. Had an out pass if she wanted. Walter was wide open on the wing. And instead, here comes Plainview with the ball.
Yeah, probably should have found Walter, who's wide open at the three-point line. Forced that one into the defensive player, and obviously did not score.
31-27. Lingenfelter had a huge first quarter. Hasn't seen as many opportunities yet. Inside to Miller. Miller kicks it back out. Here's a three from Alexander. Falls down, doesn't get a whistle. And the rebound by Cedar Catholic. Savannah Pick up the floor to Lecker. Turns around, finding Walter. Takes her time, shoots the three, and misses wide. It's just not been a three-point shooting day for either side. One three-pointer today for both teams.
Walter, for Cedar Catholic, that was the first shot she took, was a three-pointer, and has been cold from there since then.
Alexander floats it off the back of the rim, no good. Offensive rebound, Miller. Here's Lingenfelter, that's in and out. And the rebound to Wortman. Aniston Wortman using the speed, the lane left unlocked in the lay-in for Wortman. It's a two-point game.
Plainview fell asleep there. You got to get in front of Wortman. Can't allow that dribble penetration.
50 seconds to go in the third and a two-point lead for the Pirates. To the corner for Lingenfelter. Floats a pass into Miller. Miller fouled by Walter. Addison Walter picks up her third foul today.
That was a difficult post-entry pass from about 20-some feet away, and somehow found its way to Miller.
That's been the emphasis in this third quarter, at least the last 4 minutes or so, is get the ball to Riley Miller. Because even if she can't get the shot to go, you might have a chance to get to the free throw line. And Miller is 4 for 4 from the line.
Yeah, great free throw shooting right now for Riley Miller. And how about her rebounding ability? You mentioned about 11 boards a game on average. She has 10 right now.
8 points for Miller, 10 rebounds. Turn around. There's Walter, who gets it to drop.
Right back at you, playing that low post game.
11 points, Addison Walter. 15 seconds to go in the third. Here's Miller. Ninselzer left alone. Instead, she'll close things down and look for somewhere to go, and lost the ball. 7.4 on the third quarter clock.
One thing that kept Plainview ahead in this third quarter was taking care of the basketball, but lately they've been turning it over. That's the fifth of the quarter, and I believe the third in the last couple of minutes.
Wortman with the speed across the timeline goes to the lane, and a big collision and no foul either way. And the Plainview Pirates will take a 33-31 lead into the fourth quarter over Cedar Catholic. What a game, what a battle. Who can finish things off in the final 8 minutes and end this matchup with a win? Stay tuned. This is NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. And by Heritage at Fountain Point in Norfolk. Living better.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry because you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
Final 8 minutes to go in this game, 33-31. Plainview with the lead over Cedar Catholic. And what a game the Pirates have had. Who could have predicted this? 8 minutes away from a huge victory for Plainview.
Yeah, they've played very well. And again, I just go back to the mindset. They've come in here not, they haven't played like the underdog. They've played like the team expecting to win. And I think you can go a long way with this sort of mindset. That winning mindset is what I call it. Is, you're going to challenge whoever's on the floor.
Plainview has fought with teams of this caliber all year long, but haven't really gotten a marquee win. This would be one of those. Walter, great pass on the cut by Berniker, and she leaves it long.
Well, excellent half-court set, just didn't finish the play.
Alexander. Covered by Pick. The drive by Kara Lingenfelter. Tough shot off the back of the rim, and the rebound by Eichhoff. Pick to the corner. Back inside to Walter. Covered by Miller. Walter goes up and under and ties the game at 33.
Well, I think that's where Cedar Catholic needs to continue to go. Walter's such a tough matchup, handles the ball well, and can score in that low block.
13 for Addison Walter. Presley Alexander drives, kicks, good pass, and the finish. Emma Sauser. Her first bucket today, and the Pirates back up by 2.
When you're able to penetrate into the lane, good things happen. Sauser is the beneficiary of an excellent pass.
35-33 off the hands of Pick. She tracks it down. Walter left naked from the line, hits the three.
Wow.
Second three-pointer of the game for either side, and they're both hit by Addison Walter. Cedar Catholic up by 1.
You love the mental toughness from Walter. Had been struggling since that first shot fell from three-point land. Absolutely no hesitation, knocked that one home.
Here's Alexander. Near side, Lingenfelter. Kara Lingenfelter stopped. Good ball movement. Presley Alexander drives, floats it up, baseline, gets the roll. Wow, what a shot by the freshman Alexander.
Plainview and Alexander really attacking the paint right now.
10 points for Presley Alexander after a 2-point first half. 37-36. Shots are falling both ways. Lecker. Back to Walter. Walter cuts inside, and Alexander is called with the foul. Tried to get her hand on it for a tie-up, but instead picks up the personal foul.
Yeah, Plainview might need some help in that low post area with Walter. Even with Miller, an excellent player down there. But Walter experienced and really knows how to handle herself in the paint.
Berniker had it tipped from behind. Wortman back into the game along with Mara Berniker. 5:28 to go. 37-36. It's Plainview with the lead. Lauren Berniker to Wortman. Cedar Catholic has trailed most of the second half. They had the lead almost the whole way in the first half, but table has turned here. Walter off back of the rim, no good. Rebound Berniker, finding Berniker, and it was Bryn Berniker to Mara Berniker now to the free throw line. Mara will stand for 2.
What a rebound and pass there by Bryn Berniker. But Mara did not handle the pass well. It was able to control it enough to go up and get fouled, but would have had an easy layup if she was able to catch that pass cleanly.
First free throw missed, but can still tie the game with the second. And leaves it short. Box out rebound by Sauser. It's not been a good free throw shooting day for Cedar Catholic. They are 4 of 12. Drive door and lost it. Big Plainview turnover.
Now, you mentioned the free throw shooting with Cedar Catholic. You're going to win this game, you got to shoot better than 33%.
Bounce pass. Eichhoff now in the corner for Mara Berniker. Feeds it inside to Walter. Sauser bats it away.
Sauser doing a good job to get in front that time of Walter and deny that entry pass.
Meanwhile, Plainview shooting 15 of 20 from the free throw line.
And that's winning basketball.
They've got a 1-point lead. Inside turnaround, Wortman and one! How does that fall?
Wow.
What a shot!
Yeah, that was a line drive shot, but she's able to bank it in. That's what scorers do, though. I mean, sometimes most players would have a tough time getting that shot off, and she's able to score and get fouled.
11 points for Aniston Wortman, and Cedar Catholic takes the lead. Free throw is short. So again, the opportunity from the free throw line has not been good. 4 of 13.
Yeah, if the Trojans lose this game, that's going to be one area they're going to look at and wish they had done better.
There's the first foul called against the Trojans in this fourth quarter. 4.5 minutes remaining. Alexander comes in for Lingenfelter. It's Dorr to pass it in. Dorr inside the cutting Alexander, and she can't hit the potential and one shot. So it's 2 free throws for Presley.
Wow. So close to a three-point play.
15 of 20 from the line today for Plainview. Can they add to it? Trailing by 1. Presley Alexander can't hit the first. She is 2 for 4 from the line now. Here comes the tying free throw. You bet.
It's the shooter's roll on that one.
38 all in the final 4 minutes, 25 seconds. Bounce pass. Finding Berniker.
Wow.
Somehow finds its way through the hands of Dorr, and Bryn Berniker puts it in.
I thought Dorr had that one.
Ninselzer, back door, finding Alexander, and Alexander's fouled. Well, just like that, it was 3 straight fouls from Plainview, and now 3 from Cedar. 3-3 each way with final 4 minutes and 5 seconds. 2 more fouls either side is bonus territory. 3-pointer Miller, that's way off the mark. Trojans leading by 2. Wortman with the lane, bounce pass, Berniker fouled.
Great job that time by Wortman. Handling the basketball like an absolute pro. Breaking the pressure, getting the ball in the lane, and then a great dish off. That's what makes Wortman so special.
She's so excellent at just seeing the lane and watching it open up before her eyes. And then, yes, made that pass to Berniker, who got fouled and now misses the first free throw, though.
With Wortman, I think the thing that was impressive about that is to have that kind of vision, but handle the basketball well and find the pass at full speed.
Berniker hits the second of 2. Just the 5th made free throw today for Cedar Catholic, and they lead by 3.
When Plainview could get this into a free throw shooting contest, it feels like they would be favored.
Here's Lingenfelter across the timeline. Numbers for Plainview. Lingenfelter misses off the glass.
Lingenfelter with a good job to break the press, but didn't finish the play. You want her to be a little more aggressive as she takes that ball at the basket.
And a timeout on the floor called by Coach Wortman of Cedar Catholic. We'll take 1-2. 3:29 to go in the game. It is 41-38. Trojans have taken the lead over the Pirates.
NCN Sports is brought to you by the Carpet Shop of Norfolk, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years. And by Bank of Hardington. The Bank of Hardington wishes the best of luck to all area teams this season. Member FDIC.
This is Christina Wemhoff from Madison County Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We know not everyone's home loan needs are the same, and that is why our lenders have both the practical experience and product knowledge to ensure your solution is a perfect match for your needs. So we invite you to come into your local Madison County Bank branch and talk to us about your dream home today. Madison County Bank, here to help you grow.
Minutes to go. 41-38. Cedar Catholic in front of Plainview. First half was Cedar Catholic clinging on to just a tight lead. Plainview dominated most of the third quarter. but Cedar Catholic has jumped back out ahead in the fourth in the final 3.5 minutes.
Important now for Cedar Catholic to run these half-court sets and continue to find good shots. Don't want to force quick, contested shots.
Walter has it on the perimeter. Berniker finds Pick, sets a screen for Savannah Pick, takes a contested shot, and out of bounds at the end of the shot clock. It's winding down, and nobody really seemed to notice.
Yeah, didn't find anything there, and then kind of had to launch that one. Now can Plainview take advantage of that?
Presley Alexander, 2-on-2. Step through, fouled by Walter. Addison Walter picks up her fourth.
Wow. And that's just a product of aggressive play. In this case, Presley Alexander with a nice aggressive drive. Again, we talked about it before, breaking the pressure. She's so good at attacking after you beat that pressure down the floor.
Alexander's first free throw is good. Shooters roll. Wortman checks back into the game. Comes in for Madison Eichhoff, and it's a 2-point contest. Second free throw for Alexander. Trying to cut the game to 1. And she does.
I'm guessing you're not going to do it now, but if you're Plainview, do you think about fouling? I mean, Cedar Catholic's really struggled at the free throw line.
Just 5 made free throws today for Cedar Catholic. Wortman drive, gets it to go. Good, tough drive from Aniston Wortman.
Yeah, excellent play there. All the way to the bucket.
Back to a 3-point lead is Lingenfelter finding Alexander. She slips her way through and misses high off the glass. A good drive, but can't finish. Wortman cuts through, puts it in again. Aniston Wortman taking control in the final minutes.
Absolutely, that's twice. All the way to the bucket. You've got to stop her. She's so fast, handles the basketball so well.
And Brittany Wilmus takes a timeout. 2:15 to go, 45-40. Caitlin Deb and Lou Siefker here with you today. Stick with us throughout this timeout. What a good game we've seen so far, Lou. It looked like Plainview had taken control there in the third quarter, but Cedar Catholic, they can do what they can, and that is just out physical, out hustle, and try to wear the other team down.
Yeah, and Plainview was within 1 there just a moment ago, and then 2 quick buckets by Wortman and her just speed. I mean, she's like playing at a different speed than everybody else on the floor. And boy, if you're Plainview, I think that's the conversation right now. Is you've got to make Wortman pass the basketball. If she's able to penetrate like that and get all the way to the bucket, obviously, it's going to be a rough last couple of minutes for the Pirates.
It's something that Craig Wortman talked about for Cedar Catholic was speed on defense and offense. It was something that they wanted to work on, and so far the speed, you've really seen it on display tonight.
That's just important here for Plainview to get a good shot. You're only down 5, 2:15 to go, lots of time left. And we talked about it. You keep this game close, turn it into a free throw shooting contest. I think you got a chance to win this thing.
Don't forget to stick around to our post-game show today, brought to you by Custom Sports. Presley Alexander with the basketball. Dorr. Sauser in the corner, tipped away, and Lingenfelter will let this drop out of bounds. Well, at the conclusion of this game, we'll also have our top plays brought to you by Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust. There is a difference. Alexander feeds it in to Miller, high off the glass and in.
This area they probably want to go to, especially with Walter with 4 fouls.
Riley Miller with a double-double to the wing. Now finding Berniker, quick shot, long, offensive rebound, Aniston Wortman.
Wow.
Elite down the stretch.
6 straight points for Wortman.
17 on the game. Back inside to Miller. Fouled by Walter, and that's her 5th.
Yep. Smart play there. They've been able to find Miller several times in this ball game. Plainview's done a good job with the post-entry passes, and I think that's exactly what you want to do, is take Cedar Catholic's one of their best players, and Addison Walter, who has 4 fouls, attack that area and get her off the floor. They do exactly that, and now Walter's got to watch the rest of the ball game.
47-42. It's Miller with the free throw line at 2 shots. Misses the first. She was a perfect 4 for 4.
Yeah, you need these. Can't have empty possessions now as this game's drawn late.
5-point contest, 1:23 to go. And this one doesn't fall either. Aniston Wortman with the rebound and the speed up the floor. Makes the pass to Berniker, and Berniker's fouled by Miller. That's what the speed can do.
Yeah.
It kills, and Aniston Wortman has it.
Yeah, she's been kind of a one-lady fast break for this team. And whether it's taking the ball all the way in or finding open teammates, she has really asserted herself in this fourth quarter and been one of the big reasons Cedar Catholic is up 5 now, and Trojans still struggling here from the free throw line.
Berniker can't hit the second, and there's Alexander with the rebound. Presley Alexander, what does she want to do? Lingenfelter takes the 3. It's no good, and Pick is fouled. So Savannah Pick to the free throw line, 65 seconds to go. You don't need a 3 if you're Plainview, but at this point, you're down by 5, a minute and 5 seconds to go. You can get an open shot like Kara Lingenfelter did. I think you're okay with taking that.
Well, Savannah Pick makes a couple free throws here. You're just over a minute to go. That would make this a 7-point game. Then Plainview's got to think 3.
Pick can't hit the first free throw. Next free throw missed, and it's an offensive rebound for Wortman. Wow. So now you got a foul, and there's the foul by Alexander.
Wortman's not only raised her game as a scorer and as a passer, but rebounding as well. That's a big board. But you've got 9 rebounds now for Wortman.
And she hits this free throw. Aniston Wortman gets them both. Big 7 of 21 from the free throw line for Cedar Catholic. And they're leading by 7.
2 big ones there by Wortman, though.
Lingenfelter traveled. 46 seconds to go. And a timeout by head coach Brittany Wilmus to decide what to do on the defensive end. And Plainview has done what they've done all year long, and they fought and they fought and they fought, but their opponent is just starting to pull away in the final few minutes.
Yeah, you're playing a more experienced team, and you see that the Cedar Catholic's making the plays right now to win the ball game. And again, I think Plainview is going to be a fantastic team here in a year or two. Right now, you see a little bit of panic, I think. They're down 7 with 46 seconds, so a lot of teams panic at that time, but turning the basketball over. Now you've got to come up with a steal, and if you don't, I think you play the foul game. I mean, again, Cedar Catholic's really struggled from the free throw line. You got to force them to make free throws. The one player you don't want to foul, obviously, at this point is Aniston Wortman. She just knocked down 2.
Right.
And can really, a couple more free throws with not much time left could really ice this game.
7 of 21 from the free throw line, but you're exactly right, Lou. Aniston Wortman knocked down both those free throws. And again, Addison Walter fouled out of the game, so you don't have her to worry about. But at the same time, there's only 46 seconds left. And now you've got Presley Alexander, who's got 4 fouls. Emma Sauser has 4 fouls. Kara Lingenfelter's got 3. Got to be careful on who fouls who. Tried to get one, but Wortman gets away. Aniston Wortman makes another delivery. Mara Berniker with the bucket. It's what Aniston Wortman has done this entire fourth quarter.
Wow. She is something else.
Has not slowed down, and then there's free throws coming for Arlt with 30 seconds left. Just doesn't seem like anybody has been able to stop Aniston Wortman in the final 8 minutes.
Aniston Wortman is running track while everybody else is playing basketball. She is absolutely flying down the floor. And not just running fast down the floor, but making plays.
8-point game. Arlt trying to cut it to 7, and she misses this free throw. Rebound by Miller, and a tie-up is the call. Stays with Plainview.
Miller grabbed that board and it got tied up. I've got Miller for 11 rebounds, right at her average. It's a pretty good average.
Great average. Ninselzer looking to get it in, running out of time. Back to Ninselzer. Wants the three, hands it off to Alexander. She'll take the three and miss it just short. Out of bounds. It is Trojan basketball with 20 seconds left. Really fun game tonight.
Yeah, hats off to Plainview. I think this team got a bright future. Cedar Catholic's thinking about right now.
And a foul. Lingenfelter, I believe that is her 5th. Or rather, just her 4th. So she's still in, but 13.6 seconds. 2 free throws for Aniston Wortman, who's at 19 points.
19 and 9.
Hits the free throw. So 20.
Hit that 20. And I haven't even counted her assists, but she's had several.
That drive and pass at the end. 21 points for Aniston Wortman might be the final tally. Lingenfelter takes the three, drives in instead, lays it up and in with 5 seconds to go. And that will end it. Really fun game today. The Pirates, they fought, but in the end, the Cedar Catholic Trojans pull away and escape with a huge victory to move the 9-8, 53-45 win for Cedar Catholic. They finish the job with an 8-point victory today. Stick around, we'll have our post-game show, our top plays, as well as interview with head coach Craig Wortman and our player of the game. Stay tuned. It's coming up right here on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years. And by Michael Foods, strong supporters of area athletic. Check out michaelfoods.com for job opportunities.
Receiving 3 top heart and vascular honors from Health Grades reflects the trust our community places in Faith Regional. Behind every recognition is a patient who turned to us in a critical moment, a family seeking reassurance, and a cardiovascular team dedicated to being there. Our specialists deliver trusted expertise, proven outcomes, and compassionate care because our patients are and always will be our why. Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute. Triple honors, one dedicated team.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Security Bank of Laurel, Hardington, Coleridge, Osmond, and Allen. Security Bank, my kind of bank. Member FDIC. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
On your way to the big game or heading home after the win, Speedy Mart is the ultimate team stop.
Stay alive! Stay alive! Stay alive! Stay alive! You're bound to stay alive at Speedy Mart.
Icy cold drinks? Check. Tasty snacks? Double check. Fast fuel and room for the whole crew? You know it.
Be aggressive! And make sure to go to Speedy Mart after the game.
Hi, I'm Marie Haar, Vice President and Ag Lender at Bank of Hardington, and a Northeast Nebraska dairy and beef producer. Whether it's developing a marketing strategy, a break-even analysis, or cash flow projections, at the Bank of Hardington, we understand the ever-changing demands and challenges of today's grain and livestock producers. We understand these challenges because we are farmers, and we're living it too.
Hey, it's me, one of those students on the waiting list for a teammate's mentor. I've heard teammates is so fun and awesome. You talk, laugh, play games, and hang out with a positive, caring adult once a week at school. Teammates help students believe in themselves, and 97% of mentees are proud to be a part of it. I'd love to be one of those mentees, but we need more mentors. So if you got an hour a week to be someone a student like me can count on, go to teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
Hearing loss can sneak up on you, and before you know it, you're missing the moments that matter. At Faith Regional Health Services, we understand that hearing loss is different for everyone. That's why our audiologists offer solutions far beyond the basics. Michael Azarchik works with patients of all ages, children, adults, and seniors, to truly understand how hearing loss is affecting their life. As the only location in Northeast Nebraska offering hearing implants, we provide advanced treatment for people who need more than just amplification. We tailor your specific hearing loss to the right hearing aids, bone conduction devices, or cochlear implants. Hearing well isn't just about sound. It's about connection, staying present, and living fully. Faith Regional Health Services, audiology and hearing aids, helping you hear life clearly again.
Great game of basketball in the girls' game and a 53-45 win for the Cedar Catholic Trojans over the Plainview Pirates. Let's take a look at our top plays today. Brought to you by Elkhorn Valley Bank. For all your banking needs, Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, there is a difference. A beautiful look at the logo here at center floor in Hardington, Nebraska. Cedar Catholic, a team that is 8-8 coming into this matchup, playing against the 5-11 Plainview Pirates. Well, let's take a look as we start with this first quarter. It was Cedar Catholic, a nice bounce pass, finding Madison Eichhoff with the bucket, left hand. It is good, and Cedar Catholic leading 7-6 right now. Pass inside, finding Riley Miller high off the glass. Great feed by Kara Lingenfelter, and all of a sudden, Plainview with a 1-point lead, and they would hang right at the hip of Cedar Catholic and even take the lead back. Peyton Arlt with a nice drive. Missed her last season. She returns this season, giving the Pirates the lead. Now 16-15, second quarter, Plainview leading by 1. Here's a tough drive, but a fantastic defensive play. Anderson Wortman, she was all over the floor. 19-17, Cedar Catholic with the lead. And a nice drive, Berniker with the bucket. As we head over to the third quarter of action, it was Cedar Catholic leading 21-18 at the break. Plainview started hot in this third quarter. A deep jumper by Presley Alexander to get the good shot, and then on the other end, Addison Walter driving with that bucket cuts it to a 2-point game. Plainview led by 7 points in this third quarter. 31-25 is the score. Now here's the drive by Berniker and blocked out of bounds. Dorn nearly kept it in play but couldn't quite do it. Taking us to the fourth quarter, Plainview with a 33-31 lead. Inside, Addison Walter, she played a big role tonight. 16 points in the game, was a huge factor from the perimeter. She hit the only 2 3-pointers of the game. You saw that shot from the inside. Now take a look at the shot from the outside, giving Cedar Catholic a 1-point lead, 36-35, 6.5 minutes to go. Aniston Wortman was the big factor, though. Down the stretch when they needed shots the most, Aniston Wortman stepped up. Track star, down the floor. What does she do here? Make the excellent pass to Berniker for the finisher. And a final 53-45 win. It looked like the Pirates might have picked up the upset, but the Trojans hang on for their 9th win of the season. Let's head on down to Lou Siefker with our player of the game. Send it on to Lou.
The Cedar Catholic Lady Trojans get a big win here tonight, 53-45 winners over the Plainview Pirates, and joined now by our player of the game, Aniston Wortman. And Aniston, it was one of those tight ball games. I mean, they kind of, you had the lead most of the first half. They came out big in the third quarter. What was the key there in that fourth quarter? How were you guys able to finally pull away?
I think rebounding. Coach has been honest about rebounding and boxing out, but like passing the ball and like working our offense more, because if we run our offense, then we'll get more open shots and find our teammates.
We got to deny the basketball better than that. You can't let it hit me like that, Aniston. So what a second or what a fourth quarter you had. It just seemed like when the game was tight, you stepped your game up big. How were you able to do that and to kind of take control in the game with your offense?
Well, I knew my teammates needed me, and we're really sick right now, so I just wanted to help my team, and they were passing it to me, and I knew that if I got it in the bucket, we could keep doing our offense and playing defense.
With 21 points and 9 rebounds, do you see yourself as a rebounder? Is that part of the role that you have on this team?
Yes, I do. We all have to rebound in order for us to get our offense going, and if we want to win, we have to rebound.
Well, you almost, I don't know, we didn't keep track of your assists, but I think you're flirting with a triple-double out there. Talk about your ability just to see the floor, not only see the floor, but doing it at a full speed.
Yeah, when we break presses, I really like to see my teammates because a lot of people collapse on me when they press. So I like to find my teammates down at the block, and it just, by me getting them open, then they score, then it just facilitates the offense.
Your 9th win on the season, but you guys are like 4th in power points. So are you guys talking about postseason, about trying to get back to Lincoln?
Oh, yes, for sure. We have such a tough season, but we know we can make it back to Lincoln, so I'm proud of us.
Well, I think you guys have a great chance, and especially if you play the way you played tonight. Great job, Aniston. 21 points, 9 rebounds. You're our player of the game.
Thank you.
That's Aniston Wortman, our player of the game. Let's see if we can get Coach. Okay. You want to run or grab Coach? We'll grab Coach Wortman here while Aniston, she does everything well. She runs the floor, she makes passes, she scores, and she goes and gets Coach for us. Coach, what a nice win you guys had. That was a tough ball game. Plainview's a plucky team. It was 45. It was, I believe, 41-40 at one point there, and then you guys went on a run. How were you able to kind of stretch that lead out and win this one?
Yeah, I think we got into a little bit more of a groove. We moved the ball a little bit more, got the ball inside, so that helped us find a couple extra easier buckets to get it moving along. So I think that's what got the ball into Addison a couple times, and then a couple girls, got backside rebounds, stuff like that. That helped us get a couple easy baskets.
Well, so you mentioned Addison. She hit that first three. Kind of had a tough night, but still kind of had that mental fortitude to keep playing and start making plays later in the ball game. Talk about what her abilities mean for you guys.
Yeah, when she gets everything moving, it gets pretty easy. And she just has to be patient. She's going to shoot those outside shots. They're not always going to go in. So she's just learning that, when you miss a few of them, maybe you got to get inside and find a bucket or get to the free throw line and then start making baskets in other places, which she did late in the game. And that's what really turned it around for us.
Absolutely. Another thing you guys did really well tonight was hit the boards, especially in the offensive glass. Is that something you've challenged your team to do, is go get those offensive boards?
Yeah, we've been talking about that for the last couple of weeks. With the schedule that we play, you have to find some edge. And that's something that we're really trying to exploit. Not necessarily here, but every night that we're playing. So, yes, we're trying to do that as much as possible.
Well, I think one edge you have is Aniston. I think she needs to have a parachute on. She runs so fast up and down the floor. Tough player to stay with. Do you kind of challenge her to kind of take games over like she did tonight?
Yes and no. I mean, I want her to, and I want her to find that. But, she's still a pretty young player that's learning how to do those things. Learning how to use her speed when she should, when she shouldn't. But she's getting better at it. As the season goes on, as the game went on, she figured that piece out. The girls tonight, I'm sure everybody's dealing with this, but we got sick girls up and down the lineup. We're just dealing with all those pieces as well, but she did a really good job all the way through.
Well, I believe you guys are 6-2 in your last 8 ball games. What's improved from the beginning of the season till now?
I think that we're really starting to come together. Our defense is coming around a little bit. Our rebounding is coming around. So we're just doing more things together as a team than we were at the beginning. And we're trending in the right direction for the end of the season. That's what we're trying to do. So by doing those things, it's helped us to keep moving along, try to get wins, and hopefully we can keep doing that down the road.
Well, I think you have a great chance. Coach, thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations on a big win here tonight.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys being here. Thank you.
Absolutely. That's head coach Craig Wortman, 53-45. Cedar Catholic gets the win. Kevin, back to you.
53-45 win for the Cedar Catholic Trojans over the Plainview Pirates in the girls' game. We're not done yet. We got more basketball coming up next. It is the boys, Plainview at 10-5 and Cedar Catholic at 7-9. right up here in Hardington, Nebraska. Stay tuned because the matchup is heading your way next on NCN.